Hi, this is AmbPirate with Capital Chaos here at On the Y, and here with me is Daniel from Seven Horns, Seven Eyes. How are you doing tonight?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. How's the tour been so far?
Oh, it's been fun. We're only like 5 shows in right now, so I don't know. I mean, we've got a lot left still, but it's been good. It's been fun.
You do. Where are you guys going next?
Next is Oakland.
Oh.
Yep. It's not too bad of a drive, and that's another market we've never been to with the band, so it'll be fun to see how it goes.
Is there any city or stop that you're super excited about that you haven't played yet?
I guess probably LA would be the one I'm looking forward to, playing at the Roxy. That's pretty cool.
That's
legendary
awesome.
venue. Yeah, so that'll be a good time. I don't know, really, though. I mean, a lot of these towns we've never been to, most of them, actually. So really any of them could be fun. It just depends on what kind of turnout we get.
Exactly.
Yep.
Well, you guys definitely shredded tonight. So on your Convalescence EP, Vindicator, that's the one that people seem to like the most and are just, it's blowing up as far as plays. Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I mean, it's got a good groove to it. There's some cool leads that come in. There's just a bunch of little things going on that are, I think, easy for different people of, you know, depending on what style they're into. There's a little bit of stuff in there that different crowds will all like, I think, you know. So it's just a cool song. It's easy to kind of nod along to for 6 minutes or however long it is. So yeah, it's just a cool song.
So let's talk about the new album that's out.
Yep. Well, what do you want to know about it? Anything or just...
Anything. It is called Throes of Absolution, and what's going on with that?
Well, it finally just came out about 3 weeks, maybe almost 4 weeks ago now. So super cool. It was a long wait for it to finally get a release date. But yeah, it's been worth the wait. We've had it shelved for quite a while, and so far there's been a lot of press talking about it, a lot of positive reviews. Did pretty good in the first week sales too, which we're happy about, and it's just cool. It's really, really cool seeing something that we worked so hard on, like, finally get, you know, just get in front of people so they can start hearing it, because for such a long time it was just like kind of only within our circle of friends that like people even knew what it sounded like. So it's cool having it out there for sure.
I did notice on our lovely internet that you guys have a lot of reviews, and they are all positive. What do you guys do when you get that negative review? Is it something that you sit around and talk about, or do you take it personally?
Not really. I mean, every now and then there's some negative comment or, you know, some complaint about some part of the band, and I mean, some of that is just to be expected, because no matter what you do or how good you are, it's kind of impossible to please every single person.
Yeah.
There's no way you can please everybody. So there's going to be people who wish you did something a little different, and that's just kind of the way it is, you know. So it's interesting hearing people's opinions and thinking, oh yeah, well, I kind of see what they're saying, you know. You know, and I mean, there's always next time. There's always another record to be made, you know. So
well, you guys are definitely making some headways with this album. How'd you guys get hooked up with Century Media?
I guess the main connection is my friend Jeff Loomis, who used to play in Nevermore. He's kind of a solo artist now, since Nevermore is on sort of indefinite hiatus.
Yeah.
Hiatus. But yeah. So I just basically, you know, we had some negotiations going on with Tooth and Nail Records, or Solid State actually, which is kind of their heavy music division of that label. And so kind of in that process, I was like, well, you know, I should at least reach out to Century Media since I have a connection there. And at the very least, let's just get their opinion on the music. You know, I honestly didn't think it would amount to a whole lot. I just thought I was going to get an opinion about, you know, what they thought of the music. And they actually really liked everything we were cooking up. So it only took a few weeks, and then they're like, oh, yeah, actually, we'd like to make you an offer if you're interested. So I was like,
nice.
Sure. Yeah.
Did you guys do like a live audition, or did you send them something, or did you have to sit down?
It was just basically email conversation, you know, a few songs. Like having, I mean, the hardest part for an unsigned band is actually getting an audience with a label, because they get, you know, dozens if not hundreds of submissions every day.
Yeah.
So just having that direct connection basically through someone like Jeff Loomis made it much easier for us to actually get an ear, you know, whereas most bands will send in a CD and then it'll just sit there on a desk for a few weeks and finally get dumped in the trash because they just don't have time to listen to everything. So yeah, so having that direct line in really helped, and yeah, it turned out really cool.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. Your name, I'm sure that everybody's asked you what it means, but I don't know. So what does the name mean?
Seven horns, seven eyes. Well, it comes from the Book of Revelation in the Bible, and so all of us in the band are actually Christians. We don't normally try to call ourselves a Christian band because it's kind of a weird term, and I'm honestly still not sure exactly what someone means when they say, "Oh, are you a Christian band?" Like I don't know. Like a person can be a Christian, but like a group of people it's not it's not the same as a person. So basically, though, throughout the Bible, the number 7 kind of is used to describe like perfection or completeness, and so. Also in the Book of Revelation, there's a part where it talks about Jesus being described as a lamb with 7 horns and 7 eyes and looking like he's been slain. So it's kind of this cool like metal-looking image, and the number 7 describes that he is all-seeing and all-knowing. So as Christians, it resonates with us, and it's also a pretty cool, like scary-looking. You know, it's a cool metal image. So. Dude,
that's sick. I would have never thought that. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. All right. Oh, sorry.
I was just going to say, I mean, our goal is not really to like preach at people. I mean, I understand that people come out because they want to hear us play music, and that's the goal. But at the same time, it's just honest for us to include our faith into our music because it's something that defines what we do like on a daily basis. So.
Okay. All right.
Yep. So that's where we're at.
That's awesome. That's pretty interesting. So on a personal level, musical influences, who would be some of your favorite music videos or, people that you listen to when you're not performing?
Oh, man. I mean, I love a really wide range of stuff. Obviously, I enjoy writing metal, so I do listen to metal bands. If I didn't like metal, I wouldn't be playing metal.
No.
I don't know. I would say Meshuggah is high up on the list. Strapping Young Lad. Pretty much anything Devin Townsend does is awesome. Just amazingly talented guy. Swallow the Sun is one of my favorite doom bands. A lot slower, a lot more ambient. There's definitely some melodic doom influences that you can hear in our music. Catatonia is another one. Really cool, dark atmospheres. Just really, really beautiful stuff that those guys cook up. So Catatonia. I know Ryan's a big fan of like Dream Theater.
Okay.
My brother Brandon plays bass in the band. Actually,
I didn't know that.
Yep, we're brothers.
Interesting.
Huge Rush fan. I mean, obviously he likes a lot of the same bands I already just listed, but and then probably one of my favorite bands that you would probably never guess is actually Jimmy Eat World.
Wow, no, I would have never thought that.
I mean, most people just know their radio songs and they don't know anything about the band beyond that, and they just, it's not one of those bands that really sticks in someone's mind.
Yeah.
But I actually think their radio songs on every single album are probably the worst song on the entire album.
So they're the ones that you have to get the albums to hear the good stuff?
They're one of these bands, like the radio single doesn't do them justice, and then you hear kind of other stuff they're doing, and you're like, wow, these guys are really smart. So
interesting. I'm going to have to check it out.
Yeah, it's been at least a decade that I've been listening to them, so I'm sure that in some way they've influenced, the way I write metal.
So do you attend a lot of live shows when you're not performing yourself?
I don't normally go to live shows just for the sake of going to a show, but if there's a band coming through that I really would like to see, or a band I've seen before that I know that their show is very powerful, I always love to go out and see it. So, and most big tours come through Seattle too, which is where we're from.
Yeah.
So so I have a lot of good opportunities to see good shows, and any chance I get to see a band that I really respect, hard to pass it up,
That's awesome. So when you go home, are you guys treated kind of like hometown heroes?
With some people, I mean, there's definitely some fans who've been coming out to our shows for years, and so I recognize them, and they're always there, and it's super cool, So, but at the same time, we're still a young band, and there's always new fans to be made too. So.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
It's not we don't have huge like high attitudes about ourselves or anything like that. We just try to be cool, just try to be real dudes, and just keep playing music. Well,
I can definitely tell through your performance that you guys are doing this for all the right reasons. So I just want to thank you so much for doing what you're doing and taking the time to meet with Capital Chaos. If you would like to go ahead and talk to your fans or anybody that hasn't heard from you and just let them know, this is what we're about, and go ahead.
Well, we're Seven Horns, Seven Eyes from Seattle, Washington. Got a new album out in Central Media called Throes of Absolution. We worked real hard on it, and I'd love for you to listen to it,
Where's the best place for them to get it?
Well, if you're a digital download kind of person, iTunes has got it, so that works. But otherwise, I think Hastings picked it up from Central Media. They have it distributed. Also, FYE, they have it in stock.
Okay.
Or you can always buy it directly from Central Media too on their website, or from us at a show. And help us, put gas in the tank. We'd appreciate that too.
Exactly. With gas being like $17 a gallon right now.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot.
It's like rape. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's no good.
All right, man. Thank you so much, and enjoy your time in Sacramento. All right.
mean the men. The men.
Yeah.